Back here at Waldo West Tibbin Gymnasium, Matt Catrillo and Michaela Williams here with you. The rest of our CUTV sports crew. At the half, it's Clarion 72 and Penn State Du Bois 25. And it is opening day here for your Clarion Golden Eagles. And looking at some of the first half stats for you, for Clarion, shooting 58.7 from the field. Marcus Jones, your leading scorer, one of 4 Clarion players in double figures with 13 points.
And like we said all through, he struggled so much with consistency last season, but right now, this game, excellent start with 13 points. Also, we got other players such as Belovich with 11, Miller with 11 points as well, Stevens with 10 points. Just contributing factors from all over the team, which is something, again, that Clarion lacked a bit last season, was the whole bench and the whole team contributing in points. So.
And speaking of that bench, they are dominating not only on the scoreboard, but in bench points as well with 20 points. And looking at that first half, 72 points. Well, they scored less than 72 points in 20 of their 26 games last year, as they only averaged 62.7%, so they're well on their way to at least tripling that from last year, Michaela.
Which is something you certainly hope so. That's not sure how you want to say that given, last season. But again, like we said earlier, want to clear that off, forget about last season, focus on this season now. And right now, that number, beautiful and exactly what you want.
Well, I think they've certainly done that with their performance here so far. And Clarion also 24-0 coming into today's contest against Penn State Branches. And they're certainly showing why they are dominant against them. In their history, only one win by 10 points or less. And so far, that's looking like that they're going to continue that trend here today. But we'll see what happens as Clarion leads at 72-25. Bench points at 20-4. And they have 24 points off 17 turnovers by Penn State Du Bois. Just 4 turnovers for Clarion in that first half.
That's, again, something you'd like to see is minimize the turnovers. And also, when you do force those turnovers on the other player, actually finish off and make it beneficial for you instead of, a lot of times missing the shots and that. Clarion's been capitalizing on those turnovers, which is, again, contributing to their lead. Another factor, too, Clarion out-rebounding Penn State Du Bois 28-22. Something they struggled with a bit against Duquesne, but good to see that right now.
So it'll be Penn State to start the ball with the second half. Corey Ciccarelli, Marshawn Hyman, Khalil Hobson, Sam Roselli, and Kyle Mills started for the Nittany Lions. Ciccarelli drives, loose ball, and it's picked up by Corey Belovich. Home run pass for Demarius Miller, tries to save it. Penn State picks it up, and back comes Kyle Mills the other way. Mills to Hyman. Hyman drives, puts it up for 2, and no good. Belovich with the rebound. Belovich loses the handle, and it will go back to Penn State.
That's something I wanted to talk about, too. Belovich having a really, really solid game as well for the Golden Eagles. Top defense. I saw him playing defense up there. Excellent rebounding. And, again, he's one of the Clarion players that's in the double figures right now.
Austin
points.
Hawkins just came in for Penn State. It's B.J. Andrews, Mike Kropka, Corey Belovich, Demarius Miller, and Marcus Jones to start off the second half for Clarion. Jones kicks it out to B.J. Andrews for 3, and it's good. And Clarion picking up right where they left off, shooting the daylights from everywhere on the court.
And they're still utilizing that full court press, not giving Penn State Du Bois any breathing room whatsoever.
And then stolen away by Miller, and he'll throw it down for 2, and Clarion has opened up a 52-point lead. Wow.
Honestly, I don't know what to say at this point. It's like, you want to keep that press, but at the same time, with such a lead, I'm not sure if you would maybe go back to something like a half-court press or something right now, but just Clarion still keeping the momentum going in their favor.
And Hawkins breaks it up this time for Penn State. Hawkins spins around, throws it up for 2, misses it right there. Jones the other way for 2, it's good. 79-25 Clarion. Hawkins double team now on the corners, got to get out of it. Nearly has his pocket picked by Corey Belovich, and it goes out of bounds. It will stay with Penn State.
It's a good try there but trying to get out of that double team right there. Almost nearly did, but like you said, almost got picked. So just trying to do something right now to get Penn State Du Bois back into this game.
Still trying to cross half court, and they do this time, is Penn State. Khalil Hobson works it around. One of the stud freshmen on this team. And of course, Clarion's had a great showing here today. As you see, that nice throwdown right there by Demarius Miller. This Penn State team, Michaela, is a young team. No seniors on this roster. 9 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and their only junior on the roster, Derek Williams, is out with an injury here today. As a missed dunk there by Corey Belovich, and back comes Hawkins the other way for 2. Got it, and a foul.
Kromko not happy about that. He didn't think he got that. It looked clean for the most part, but at the same time, you know.
As we mentioned, Michaela, a very young team that Penn State is dealing with here. Not with 9 freshmen on your roster. No seniors, you know, only 1 junior, and he's not playing here today. Certainly tough against a team like Clarion, who's looking to rebound off a dismal season last year.
Yeah, and it's really, really tough when you've got such a young team like that. It's always a rough situation. As you can see, it's clearly the results right now against Clarion.
We talked about Khalil Thompson in the pregame. 33 points in Penn State Dubois' first win of the year against Pitt Titusville. The leading scorer for the Nittany Lions so far here this afternoon. 13 points on the night. 5 of 16 shooting, though, and 3 of 8 from the line.
Yeah, the 3 players who contribute the most in the Pitt Titusville game are the leading scorers for the Nittany Lions right now as well. Roselli, Hobson, and Hyman.
And Marcus Jones had his pocket picked, and then fouls Austin Hawkins. And Penn State will keep the ball. Second personal foul on Marcus Jones and the second team foul on Clarion in the second half.
He's a little more aggressive. At the same time, it's tough to say really in this situation. You're up by so much of what's too aggressive and what's not.
And a little bit of a tussle between B.J. Andrews and Khalil Hobson. A double foul is called on the floor as the two of them were shoving each other, trying to battle for the ball off the inbound. So a double foul called on both those players, and Penn State will still retain possession. Hobson drives, no good. Belovich the rebound. Home run pass for Miller. Miller goes up for 2 and scores easily.
Excellent looking up at court right there. And again, Clarion going into that full court press. Frustrating Penn State Dubois, no doubt.
And nearly another steal from Demarius Miller, but Hobson gets to it. He hits Hyman, that's for 3, and it's good.
There we go, that was a beautiful opening there by Penn State Dubois.
Miller going coast to coast the other way, and it's good.
Trouble with Penn State is just they cannot get back court quick enough. That fast break by Clarion has been so effective as well.
Back comes Hawkins the other way, no good. Roselli tried for the rebound. I think it might have been blocked by Kromka. Andrews going the other way and fouled by Kyle Mills.
Really liking Clarion utilizing that fast break. It's been pretty effective for them. Like I said before, just, you know, Penn State can't get back in time to defend it.
3 substitutes in for Penn State. Arlen Brewer, Corey Ciccarelli back in, and Dylan Spear. Nice pass inside from Belovich towards Kromka, and he is fouled, and that foul is going to be on Dylan Spear. Each team now with 3 team fouls here in the second half. See Kromka going up hard there against Spear. Gets himself another pair of free throws at the line.
Kromka having a very strong game too for Clarion. You always like to see that.
Kromka is just a bucket away from another double-double. And a double-double in the exhibition game against Duquesne as he goes 1 of 2 from the line there.
Belovich.
Loose ball again, and Belovich gets the loose ball. Goes up for 2, can't finish it. Hawkins with the rebound, and back comes Penn State. Kyle Mills for 3. Way off the mark, no good. Brewer tried to save it. Couldn't do it there, and it will stay with Clarion. Belovich inside for Kromka. Kromka nearly had his pocket picked. Baseline to Baker. And to Demarius Miller for three, no good. Kromka showing some nice strong play again in the post for two. And that'll give him 11 or 12 points on the game, and he now has a double-double.
Yep, 12 points and 14 rebounds. That's impressive.
Hawkins drives on Marcus Jones, and Jones doesn't like the call. As he is called for the block. Basket does not count. 15:46 left here in the first half. We got a timeout on the floor. 86-30. Clarion dominating Penn State Dubois here on senior day here today. And we talked about Kromka having a double-double here today. He was one of 4 Clarion players in double figures against Duquesne. Mike Kromka with 22 points and 13 rebounds against Duquesne in the exhibition game. And 6 Clarion players in double figures here today. B.J. Andrews with 11 points. Marcus Jones with 15. Corey Belovich with 11. Kromka with 12, like we just mentioned. Demarius Miller is a leading scorer for Clarion right now with 17 points. Marius Stevens in his first game as a Golden Eagle with 10. And McFadden and Baker on the boards with 5 and 2 points respectively. So everybody contributing well, Michaela. I mean, when you have 6 guys in double figures, you know you're really clicking on all cylinders and doors offensively.
Definitely, definitely. It's really, really great to see an entire team effort. Like last year, not to, get on them, but a lot of times the team relied on Kromka or, someone else to get them past. But here, it's a team effort, which is what you want and something you want to work on and keep consistent throughout the season. So we can only hope that keeps up, especially as they face Slippery Rock in the next week.
You saw our 91.7 WCUC radio announcers. They're enjoying the game here today, as are we here on CUTV. Tyler DiGiacomo and Jason Croft calling it there.
Quite a game to call, that's for sure.
Off the inbound, Hawkins drives up and fouled. It's going to be on Belovich.
Can't quite remember. That's only his first foul actually of the game. I thought he had a couple other fouls there.
To the line now for Hawkins. First one is good.
Hawkins has been a pretty standout player right now in this half. Been hustling, trying to get his team back in here. Not a lot from him last half, but this half, been hearing a lot, been drawing some fouls here and there.
And an offensive foul against Penn State. It's going to be against Arlen Brewer. Each team now with 5 team fouls.
A little more aggressive now. Like, we started the first half, hardly any fouls, but this half, we're already at 5 fouls apiece for each team.
Golden Eagles working the ball around, as they have all game. And then Hawkins picks the pocket of Baker again. Hawkins has been magnificent defensively in the second half. He hits Brewer for 3, no good. And Dylan Spear, tips it in for Penn State.
Excellent, excellent hustle there by Hawkins, like we've been saying. Really turned his game up in the second half.
Nice drive by Kromka, but he's able to finish it. Hawkins will hand it off to Brewer. Hawkins will take the ball again to set the offense. Seven on the shot clock now for Penn State. Nice pass inside for Spear, but he can't finish it. Belovich with the rebound. Inside to Kromka. Kromka goes up for 2 and fouled.
It is something I have noticed about Penn State Dubois. They've been trying to create traffic there in the paint, and for the most part, it's been somewhat successful. But honestly, Clarence has been finding ways to try and penetrate that and getting the shots they needed.
And that is actually the 5th foul on Dylan Spear, so that will do it for his afternoon today.
And Hawkins just came back bench. He is just out of breath, absolutely just gasping for air right now. And for good reason. He's just putting so much effort and hustling for Penn State Dubois right now.
Khalil Hobson checks in for him. First shot is good for Kromka. Clarion 11 of 15, now 11 of 16 from the free throw line here today.
You like to see that stat, especially since last season, the dismal foul shooting.
Hobson went for it, was blocked, goes up for it again, blocked again by Kromka. And now he pushes the pace the other way. Kromka to Miller, and he finishes it nicely, and a foul. Great play there by Kromka to get it started. Demarius Miller finishing it nicely, and he'll get one more at the free throw line.
Just absolutely excellent defense there by Kromka. Gets the ball, throws it up court. Just excellent play there.
That's the first foul on Corey Ciccarelli. And it's good from Demarius Miller, and there's a look at it again.
Excellent spot and pass there, and again, great ball movement by Clarion. Just very strong in pretty much every facet right now for the Golden Eagles.
Roselli, baseline for 2, no good. Schmader into the ball game now for Clarion. He'll probably get a lot of playing time now, the way the score is the rest of this game, which would be good for him and a better chance to see what Coach Ryder to see what he can do in game action. He's talked about him, what he's done in practice in the preseason. Had a good showing against Duquesne. As Cropper going up strong again, getting 3 rebounds, and he knocks it in. Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful rebound by Kromka. Absolutely beautiful right there.
Ciccarelli for 2, able to kiss it off the glass. Miller was double teamed inside for Baker, can't finish, and Mills with the rebound. Ciccarelli to Hobson, that's for 3, and it's good. Khalil Hobson with a big 3 right there for Penn State Dubois.
One of the few threes that, Penn State's been getting in. Oh my God, Kromka went down hard. Looks like he's good though, looks like he's good.
Certainly if you are Coach Ryder, you want to get out of this type of game with any injuries. And certainly Mike Cropper would be one that Clarion cannot afford to lose at this point, but he's able to shake it off and he will get 2 at the line.
Oh, that scared me a bit. It looked like he landed on his ankle, and that would just be devastating, an ankle injury right there.
And when that 3 by Khalil Hobson, he's got 16 points on the afternoon, had 33 in Penn State's opening game against Pitt Titusville.
Looks like Aaron Johnson might be checking in here for Kromka after the shot. He's getting ready to go in.
Second shot by Kromka is good. And Michaela, you call it correctly. Aaron Johnson does come in for Mike Kromka.
Yeah, got to save Kromka for the rest of the season there. It's a pretty wise move there by Coach Ryder.
Tyrone McFadden also went to the ball game for Clarion, and that's really good, too, to see, to get Aaron Johnson's feet back under him, too, because as we talked about early in the broadcast, Aaron Johnson's going to be a main contributing factor once he's back fully healthy and gets his game conditioning under his belt again.
Yeah, you got to get him somehow, get him some points in there, just get him back on his game, getting ready for the season.
And Austin Hawkins will be going to the line again.
Back in the game, been the really stand-up play right now for the Nittany Lions.
Especially here in this second half, working hard defensively. And of course, going back to Aaron Johnson, the transfer last year, out for half the season as he was forced to sit out due to NCAA transfer rules from Princeton. And he contributed pretty well in the second half of the season for Clarion last year, and will look forward to his first full season with Clarion this year.
Should be definitely exciting to see what he brings to this team from the pretty solid performance he had in the second half of last season.
Darius Stevens, top of the key, spins, puts it up for 2. Would have counted, but he will go to the line for 2, and that's another new face, one of many that we talked about for this Clarion team this year. And Derek Stevens had himself a heck of a first half, and he is one of the 6 Clarion players in double figures with 10 on the evening, and we'll have a chance for more as he will go to the foul line for 2. 11:54 left here in the first half. Clarion leading 94-40. You're watching this presentation of Clarion men's basketball on CUTV.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Back here at Tippin Gymnasium, Matt Catrillo and Michaela Williams here with you, and the rest of our CUTV sports crew. It's the season opener for the Clarion Golden Eagles men's basketball team, and they have come out in dominating fashion here today. 94-40 is our score with 11:54 left in this one. And our director, Alex Cazoro, thank you for joining us here on CUTV. After this game here today for Clarion, they will begin PSAC play at Slippery Rock Wednesday night, and then IUP comes to town on Saturday evening. So a tough 2-game stretch for Clarion coming up here against one of the tougher PSAC West opponents so far.
It should be a good test to see how far Clarion has come and to see if all that work and effort has paid off.
Through one exhibition game against a Division I school, Michaela, and in their season opener here today against Penn State-Dubois, who, to give them credit, does have a win on the year. Now, it is a young team like we mentioned, but to come out here with the showing they have today, certainly a huge positive.
Yes, of course. With any game, you want to give a good showing. It doesn't matter if they're a really good team or not one of the more elite teams. You just got to build that momentum and continue from there.
Nice pass from Kyle Mills inside to Sam Roselli for 2. That's Penn State back on the board, 95-42 Clarion. Jeremy Schmader now running the point as some of the inexperienced guys and the newer guys getting some more playing time here for Clarion with the score the way it is. Darius Stevens with the rebound off the Aaron Johnson miss. Kick out to Stevens again for 3, no good. Johnson had the rebound for a second, battling with Hawkins. Now Andrews is there. Ball still loose.
They're going to call that a jump ball there, I do believe.
Great hustle by both teams there for the loose ball. And the possession arrow is in Clarion's favor, so Clarion will keep the ball here.
It's an excellent work effort right there. In the face of being double teamed, still get the balls back. Just still, even with this huge of lead, Clarion still showing work and effort.
And Clarion then turns the ball over, and it will go back to Penn State.
Arlen Brewer checking in here for the Nittany Lions.
Double teamed is Brody Irwin. Gets the ball in the corner. Give to Brewer for 2, no good. McFadden nearly loses the ball, gets it, just got it to Schmader, and then Schmader's fouled as he is sandwiched by 2 Penn State defenders.
Again, Hawkins there in the mix. Really showing some good aggressiveness there for the Nittany Lions.
Good recovery there by McFadden. Double teamed, kept his composure and got it to Schmader before he got sandwiched there, and Schmader at the line for a pair. He knocks down his first.
We're in double bonus now for Clarion.
And Schmader goes 2 of 2 from the line.
They're finally, Clarion's relaxing on their press.
Penn State trying to keep it going here. Hawkins, a strong drive, no good. Roselli had it for a second, and then it's wrestled away by Darius Stevens. Stevens goes hard up for two, no good, and it'll be root to the hoop for him. Stevens with 11 points on the game and 4 rebounds.
Showing good outing. Stevens having a very strong game. The whole team in general, like we've said, has had a really, really strong game. But definitely him, Belovich, some standout players here for Clarion. And of course, Mike Kromka.
And Michaela hitting their free throws. 16 of 22, and now 17 of 23 as Stevens goes 2 of 2 from the line. 99-42 Clarion. Hawkins drives, and he's fouled. Fouls on Aaron Johnson, his third.
Looks like Kromka and the team are coming back in there. We got them waiting.
Now they do. Belovich back on, and Marcus Jones.
Getting the big guns out right now. Curious to see what Coach Ryder's got in store.
Corey Ciccarelli takes a seat for Penn State. Second free throw, gets the roll there. Clarion will try and crack the century mark here on this possession.
Should definitely be a feat. Think of, from last year where they get, so far they've come from.
BJ Andrews unable to finish there. Roselli trying to get it for Hawkins, and Mills able to corral the loose ball.
Nice effort there. Very nice effort from Mills. Not giving up, which is something you're always, difficult to do when you're down by this much. Is just keep your head still in the game.
4 on the shot clock. Shot no good from Arlen Brewer. The rebound by Brody Irwin, and he knocks it in for 2. Jones to Andrews, now back to Marcus Jones. That's for 3, and it's good! And there's the century mark right there for Clarion. They lead it 102-45.
That is just a very beautiful and very exciting thing to see Clarion hit the 100 mark. Very nice.
Last time they scored 100, Michaela, was December 7, 2011, a 103-70 win versus Central Penn.
It's been a long time. It's a thing of beauty to see them finally do it again.
Hawkins nearly loses the handle. Inside to Roselli, and he finishes it for 2. Jones driving coast to coast, unable to get anything to work there for the layup.
Clarion really pushing the ball, trying to get it fast, still keeping that fast-paced tempo of the game.
Pass stolen away from Jones again. 3-on-1 for Clarion to BJ Andrews. And he will throw it, and he will lay it in for 2. Looked like Belovich was maybe anticipating a throw off the backboard for a dunk. That would have been pretty cool to see.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Would love to see another dunk there. I think Coach finally called a timeout. Not sure what to do right now with his team.
104-48 is our score. 7:56 left in this one, and we got a busy day here at Tippett Gymnasium. We had the women's opener here last night, which you saw right here on CUTV. A tough loss for the women's basketball team to start off, a 74-55 loss to Charleston, West Virginia. And they will face West Liberty tonight at 6 o'clock as part of the Clarion Classic that's going on this weekend.
And we wish them the best of luck, and definitely a tough loss to start the season. They lost a lot in the offseason too, so should be interesting to see how the women rebound and what they'll do this season.
Don't forget, you can catch all of our broadcasts of all of our Clarion athletic events right on our YouTube page at CUTV The Nest. Check everything out. We've done a lot of football games this year. Volleyball will be here Tuesday night for their playoff match.
That'll be exciting. Really looking forward to that one.
And of course, this presentation of men's basketball. And still plenty to come as we continue on with the school year.
Very excited to see where the men go this year. Really hoping for a good season so far. If they continue playing like this, they should cause some, rumble in the conference.
Out of the timeout, it's going to be Hobson. And stolen away by Demarius Miller. 3-on-2 for Clarion. McFadden goes up for 2, and he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Jeremy Johnson.
At this point, you really don't know what to do. You're up by so much. You want to keep playing that tough offense, tough defense, but at the same time, want to rest players. Kind of a tough call.
Michaela, the one weakness that we've noticed, and it was a weakness last year for Clarion, is the size disadvantage. The tallest player on this team is Mike Kromke at 6'6", and we knew coming into the season, being named all PSAC West in the preseason. As you looked at it, and one of the reasons why that Clarion is last in the preseason poll, coming off the dismal year last year of 6-20, and facing IUP and Slippery Rock coming up in their next 2 games so far. That will be interesting to see how Coach Ryder will deal with those disadvantages, and it really killed them, as you mentioned, in the Duquesne game a couple weeks ago, but they still were able to weather some storms and still stay with them.
They did, and with the size disadvantage, you just really have to more capitalize on, like we've been seeing, Chris passing, nice passing around the perimeter, trying to get that and just be really fast, very gritty team. That's really all you can do to compensate for your height. But if you do that, honestly, I like chances that Clarion has.
Be 2 at the line for Tyrone McFadden coming up here after the foul by Jeremy Johnson. First is good. And one other positive, too, I saw in the Duquesne game, Michaela, and we've seen here on display this afternoon, is the defense and just going after every loose ball they can and battling all the way to the final whistle. And even when the game was out of reach with Duquesne last week, losing 103-88, and with them up by such a large margin here today, I would expect no different.
And that was one of Coach Ryder's goals for the season, was to have a defense that was gritty, was in your face, and was aggressive.
That was Kyle Mills for 3 on the other end for Penn State. 106-51, Clarion leads. Here's McFadden coming back for a deep deuce, no good. Belovich gets the loose ball, it's went off of Hyman's hands, and Belovich will put it back for Clarion. Pass nearly stolen away by both McFadden and Demarius Miller, and Hyman goes up for 2 and is fouled. See the replay there, good hustle there from Belovich, sticking with the loose ball.
Belovich, one of the standout players for Clarion this afternoon. Great defense, great hustle, and been getting some pretty decent points. Would have liked to see that get that dunk earlier in the game, though.
See the dunk earlier from Demarius Stevens, or Darius Stevens, excuse me. Here's Demarius Miller for 3, no good. Belovich went for the loose ball again, and he ends up fouling Sam Roselli.
We'll go for a one-on-one on the other side. Kind of a shame right now. He's shaking his head right now. But you gotta like that too. You gotta like the aggressiveness. It's tough, especially when you're in this kind of situation. You want to still be aggressive, but at the same time, not much you can do.
Roselli's shot is up, no good, and Belovich makes up for it and gets the rebound. Belovich drives, try to go inside for Keneal Davis, loose ball. McFadden tried to rip it away from Hobson, but Hobson's able to come up with it and go back the other way. Now double teamed, and Belovich steals it away. 3-on-1 for Clarion. Demarius Miller goes, and will finger roll it for 2.
Beautiful. Once again, Belovich just having a phenomenal game for the Golden Eagles this afternoon. You gotta love it.
6:20 to go in the ballgame, as you saw it there. I was anticipating another dunk, Michaela, but
you can't complain. That's why I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, he's gonna go for it, but no.
he got me too excited.
I
He
know,
disappointed me a little bit.
Oh, well, you can't complain. The point's a point no matter what, but still.
And 110-51 is our score here at Tippin Gymnasium, 6:20 to go here in this ball game. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Clarion men's basketball here on CUTV.
Oh, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say?
CUTV Sports Crew, Clarion up in dominating fashion here today on the season opener. 110-51 is our score, with Clarion out in front of Penn State Dubois. 6:11 left here in the ball game. Out of the timeout, Hyman for two, no good. Back comes Clarion. Schmader slows it down. Inside to Keneal Davis, lost the handle, gets it back, up for two, no good. And Justin Graham gets the putback. Ciccarelli tried to get it to Hyman, loose ball, and Marcus Jones comes up with it. Jones to Keneal Davis. Inside for two, no good. Still battling for it. Schmader got a hand on it. Belovich gets there. And he'll chuck it up for three. Off the front of the rim, no good. And back comes Kyle Mills and Penn State. Mills up for two, and his foul that I believe this is going to be on Belovich.
And he knows it too. He knows it. It's good offense, very good hustle by Clarion. Again, though, it's one of those, just a little too aggressive on the D, get the foul. But at this point in the game, you know, again, not much you can do.
Both teams now in the double bonus. Shot is in and out, no good from Kyle Mills. He'll have one more at the line. And a look at Mike Kromka, 20 rebounds today, a career high for him, and two straight double-doubles to start. And certainly, Michaela, that's going to be an effort that Clarion will be looking for this year, going back to what we were talking about before, and facing some size disadvantages this year.
Definitely, Kromka can have those kind of games would be excellent. And he's motivated more than ever to have this team achieve a good, quite frankly, a good record. So only we can hope.
Hyman with the rebound off the Belovich miss. And Belovich gets the loose ball again. Another turnover from Penn State. Grant drives up for two, and he gets the roll.
They're Clarion pressing a bit right now. Not quite sure why. I'd have them come off just a bit.
And Ralph Naples Jr. into the ball game for the first time here today for Clarion. Mills for three from the corner. Nothing but net there.
Beautiful shot there. Beautiful.
Jeremy Schmader getting some game time now, running the point to Ralph Naples. Schmader will set it up again. Grant drives for two. Wild shot, no good. Ciccarelli with the rebound. Schmader going for the loose ball. What great hustle. He saves it and gets it to Ralph Naples.
And that's the hustle you want to see in Schmader right now.
And then Keneal Davis drives for two. It wasn't counted, but he'll go to the line for two.
Just excellent, excellent hustle by Schmader and the entire Golden Eagles team. And that's been one of the defining characteristics right now in this game. Is just the hustle and the intensity Clarion has been applying and keeping to imply on Penn State Dubois.
The shot by Davis is no good. Austin Hawkins back into the game, and you see it there. It was a pass intended from Ciccarelli to Kyle Mills, and as you mentioned, Michaela, Jeremy Schmader showing some great hustle there to not only catch up to the ball, but then save it to Ralph Naples Jr. Second shot is good from Keneal Davis. We're under 4 minutes to play. Mills for three, no good. Naples nearly lost the handle there on the pass from Schmader. Rebound by Keneal Davis, and he'll go back to the line for another pair.
Immediate timeout coming up.
3:36 left to go here in the ball game. Clarion leading it 115-54. Catrillo and Michaela Williams here with you, and our director Alex Kazor, the rest of our CUTV sports crew. And Michaela, let's go back to your keys to the game from pregame. I think it's pretty safe to say that that Clarion's pretty much done your tasks.
Yes, thank the Lord. Nope, they started off just the way they wanted. Carried that momentum from Duquesne beautifully. Even more so got like in the rebounding category, doing a much better job rebounding than Duquesne. And they got the early lead, never once looked back. They just kept on chugging forward. Even now, they've been doing a phenomenal job. Haven't even lessened up on that full court press. I saw them going back to it just a bit there. So should be, we'll see if they continue on. But overall, excellent job, excellent way to hopefully get at this point. It's almost certain that they will win, but you know.
And also coming into today's game, Clarion with a 24-0 record against Penn State branches. Only one win by 10 points or less, and certainly they have proved that here today in dominating fashion with up 115-54. First foul shot by Keneal Davis is good. And it's good to see Clarion still keep the gas pedal on. They didn't take their foot off of it, especially coming off with this big score, big deficit that Penn State is facing, Michaela. And I think Coach Ryder has shown that point by still making them press a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons, just to make sure they still have their foot on the gas, because it's so tempting when you have such a huge lead to, you know, get back on your heels and that. But Clarion hasn't at all once in this game shown that.
Hyman drives for two, and it will count it, and a foul. Foul's on Ralph Naples. One more at the line now for Marshawn Hyman.
About 3.5 left in this game.
Keneal Davis gets the rebound off the miss. Grant drives, and that's blocked by Sam Roselli. Hawkins with a nice bounce pass to Hyman for two, and it's good.
Almost thought he had the steal right there. He's looking for it.
Grant, spin move, puts it up for two, no good. Aaron Johnson into the game with the rebound and fouled. And he will go to the line for a pair.
At this point now, it's just fouling.
Aaron Johnson, of course, in his first action of the season after missing the exhibition game against Duquesne, dealing with a hamstring injury in the early preseason, not participating in a full practice until just really this week, getting ready for the season. Coach Ryder talking about him and Darius Stevens and Tyrone McFadden, and all of them have seen some good playing time here today, and all have gotten on the board as well.
Which is what you really want to see too in terms of experience, just, you know, playing time, because those other games like the Slippery Rock and IUP game might not have, you know, those opportune moments. So it's good time, you know, to get all those players playing, get some good, you know, like you said, good traction feet under themselves, and, you know, get their mindsets ready for the rest of the season.
And Johnson goes 2 of 2 from the line, 119-58. Clarion lead it by 61 points. Hawkins, bounce pass to Roselli, and the reverse lay-in is good. Sam Roselli has bounced back nicely for Penn State
Very much
after the
so.
injury.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Ramped it up a bit.
Missed three there by Schmader. Back comes Hawkins. To Irwin. And then it's tied up with Schmader, and Schmader wrestles the ball away from Irwin. Wow. Jeremy Schmader with some tough defensive play since he's come in a few minutes ago.
Just been so many highlights of Clarion, but again, another one is just Schmader in his play. Just such a gritty and aggressive player.
Naples trying to corral off his own miss, no good. Johnson with the rebound, no. Johnson gets it again and scores for two, 121-60.
Penn State, no boxing out whatsoever down there. They're just beat and tired. And at this point, it is really difficult to keep your head in the game when you're losing by this much.
1:45 left in the ball game. Hyman drives for two, and the foul's going to be called on Schmader.
Trying to get the charge there. Didn't have his feet quite planted.
This is from earlier in the ball game. Justin Grant working it around for two right there. And what's been a dominating game here on opening day for Clarion.
Good treat for the Clarion faithful here, who's come out to support the team.
One more at the line now for Marshawn Hyman. And he goes 2 of 2. Grant drives. And it'll be an offensive foul.
See that again. It's a really tough play to call there. Really liked his intensity going to the hoop. But again, you know, nothing much you can do in that situation. Just get to the hoop, try to get it in. If there's a charge, you know, nothing much you can do in that situation.
So after this, Clarion will go as it's stolen there by Baker, and then Hawkins gets the loose ball. To Roselli, no good, Hawkins puts it back. Clarion will go to Slippery Rock, and then IUP comes here next week before Central Penn comes to town the Tuesday after. Look at the next 3 games for the men's basketball team as they begin their season. Baker loses the handle. 2-on-1 now for Penn State. Roselli can't finish. And Davis with the rebound. Under a minute now, 34 seconds remaining.
At this point, yeah, Clarion's going to try and hold the ball and kill some time here. At this point in time, you've only got 25 seconds.
3-second difference between game and shot clock. Naples for 3 off the mark. Penn State coming the other way. Woo! And a big block there from Jeremy Schmader. Man, he's been sensational here tonight. He gets the loose ball, and the final seconds tick off, and he will run out the clock. And the Clarion Golden Eagles dominate the Penn State Dubois Nittany Lions and get their first win of the year on opening night. 121-64 is our final score here as Clarion now goes to 1-0 on the year as they will get ready for Slippery Rock coming up Wednesday night on the road. And there's that big block right there by Jeremy Schmader, who had a nice defensive second half for Clarion here today. And now Coach Ron Ryder in his 26th year, only 3 wins shy of 400 in his career here at Clarion as he inches closer and closer to history in Clarion men's basketball. So Michaela, a nice win here today. They keep the momentum going, and now they face their first toughest opponent of the year and their first test of the year as they'll face Slippery Rock Wednesday night down at the Rock.
It should be an interesting game. Really see how far Clarion has come and gone. Did they just keep up the momentum in that, get solid bench play from all their players, a team contribute, and just have that same intensity? Clarion should be in good shape. It really should be an interesting situation to see what unfolds against the Rock.
And a couple of milestones here today. First, individually, Mike Kropka with 20 rebounds today. That is a career high for him. Clarion scoring 72 points in the first half. They hadn't scored 72 points in 20 of their 26 games all last year as they averaged 62 points coming into this all of last season. And Clarion get over the century mark for the first time since December 7, 2011 when they defeated Central Penn 103-70. So a big win for Clarion here today on opening day.
And we can only hope for the best in the rest of the season. Should be an exciting year for the Clarion men's Golden Eagles basketball team.
And once again, the final score, Clarion 121 and Penn State Dubois 64. For all of us here at CUTV and our director, Alex Kozora, alongside my partner, Michaela Williams, I'm Matt Catrillo. Have an eagle-tastic night, everybody.